be going over today is what we call formal commands. Now, I have to explain a couple things here. First off, a command form, most of the time when we say the word command, we think of either like Moses with the, the 10 Commandments, or we think of a drill sergeant screaming at you like, yeah, drop and give me 20, something like that, okay? And yes, those are commands, but a command in the grammatical sense doesn't have to have a bunch of exclamation points after it. It doesn't have to be yelled at somebody, okay? A command is something as simple as this. Hey, pass me the salt, okay? Give me the salt, change the channel, would you, okay? Those are all technically commands. You're telling somebody to do something, okay? Now, so don't think of a command as always being like, gruff and angry and, you got to do this. A command can be something very simple. In fact, you could even look into the eyes of that special someone and say, kiss me, you fool. And that's technically a command, okay? Albeit a very happy command, unless you don't want to kiss that person. Who knows? But anyway, English, we really only have 4 command forms, and that's it. In English, we don't really care about who we're talking to or how many people we're talking to, okay? If the building is on fire and I say, run, I could be talking to one person, I could be talking to a whole bunch of people, I could be talking to my boss, I could be talking to my child. It doesn't matter. In English, commands are very, very simple, okay? So I could say, run, that's a command. I could say, don't run. Okay, maybe I'm one of those, lifeguards, those really uptight lifeguards, and I'm like, don't run on the pool deck or something like that, okay? So those are 2 of the 4 command forms. Run, don't run, okay? Then we have, if I wanted to include myself in this, I could say, let's run, okay? Or the negative of that would be, let's not run, okay? So those are the 4 command forms in English. Run, don't run, let's run, let's not run. Or if you're a fan of Downton Abbey, okay, if you watch, excruciatingly correct English from, 120 years ago in Britain, don't let's run. That's what they used to say. Anyway, Spanish is a bit more complex. Okay, Spanish actually has 10 different command forms. Okay, don't worry, in this video we're only going to be going over 4 of them. We're going to be using the formal commands. When we're talking to somebody in the usted form, or we're talking to a group of people in the ustedes form. Now, let me explain why we have to do that. In Spanish, when you command somebody, when you tell somebody to do something, you have to take into consideration, first off, how many people you're talking to. Okay, are you speaking to one person or a whole bunch of people? Or at least 2, okay? Are you speaking to somebody that you would call by their first name, a friend, somebody like that? Or are you talking to somebody who you would talk to with a title? Mr., Mrs., Your Honor, Principal, Officer, something like that, okay? And there's a difference in how you talk to those people using commands. What we're going to be talking about today is this guy, formal commands. It's going to be the usted form and the ustedes form, okay? So this would be, you're talking to, you're commanding somebody that you talk to by a title, Mr. or Mrs., something like that, okay? Maybe your teacher, maybe your boss, maybe the police officer who just pulled you over and you're saying, don't give me a ticket, please, okay? You would use the usted form, okay? And we're also going to be, because they're so similar, we're going to be incorporating the ustedes command form too, okay? Ustedes, you're talking to more than one person. As a matter of fact, in every other country, every other Spanish-speaking country, except Spain, the ustedes form is used to talk to, just any group of people, whether it's 2 people, 1,000 people, it doesn't matter. Okay, so one more time. Usted, one person, somebody that you call by by a title. Ustedes, it's more polite. Ustedes, any group of 2 or more people. Okay, maybe they're even your best friends. Okay, you would still use ustedes. All right, now I know that's kind of weird. This is how we form the formal commands. Take the yo form of the verb that you want to use. If the verb is escuchar, it would be escucho. Okay. If the verb is besar, it would be beso. If it's vivir, it would be vivo. Okay, just the regular present tense, simple, happy present tense yo form of the verb. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to add what we call the opposite vowel. So if I'm using the verb vivir, so if I have an IR verb or an ER verb, I'm going to add an A. Okay. If I have an AR verb, I'm going to add an E. And this is how it works. So if I have the verb vivir, and this is going to be a weird command. I'm telling somebody, live, but that's okay. So the yo form is drop that O, okay? And then I'm going to add, because it's an IR verb, I'm going to add the letter A. Viva, live or long live, okay? That's the usted command for the verb vivir, okay? Very simple, all right? If I wanted to make it the ustedes command, if I want to tell a whole bunch of people, live, okay, kind of silly, but why not? I would simply add the letter N, okay? So viva would be down here, viva. Down here would be vivan, okay? But it all starts with that present tense yo form. Let's try an AR verb, shall we? Let's try something nice and short. Let's try bailar, okay? The yo form, present tense yo form is bailo, okay? I want to tell somebody to dance. I drop the O, okay? I'm going to put bail. This is an AR verb, so now I add the letter E, baile. Then if I say, baile conmigo, I'm telling somebody, hey, dance with me, okay? In the usted form, baile. If I wanted to tell a whole bunch of people to dance, I would just add the letter N onto the end of that, bailen. And that means, hey, everybody, dance. Yeah, so that's fairly simple to do, okay? Now I know what you're thinking, but Senor Mason, what about verbs that have a goofy yo form? Like the verb salir, salir, okay? The verb salir means to leave. Let's say I want to tell somebody to leave, okay? Yo form is salgo, okay? I drop that O, I'm left with salg, all right? And because this is an IR verb, salir, I just add the letter A. Salga, salga, leave, okay? If I want to tell more than one person leave, salgan. There you go. Now, a couple more things. What happens if I want a negative command? If I want to say like, don't leave, just put the word no up in front. It's just that easy. And that works with all the verbs, okay? So if I wanted to say don't dance, no baile. If I want to say don't leave, no salga or no salgan. If I'm speaking in the ustedes form, okay? Just put the word no up there and you're good. Okay, now, what about really, really goofy verbs? There are a few that don't really follow this pattern so well. First verb is the word ser, to be, okay? The usted command is going to be sea. It's just goofy, just go with it, just memorize this one, okay? The plural, sean, okay? I know it looks like a spelling of the name Sean, but that's not it. Sean would be, you know, be. So if I wanted to command a whole group of people like, be good, I could say, sean buenos. Or if I wanted to say, don't be bad, I just put the no up in front. No sean malos. And there we go. The verb ir, to go, becomes vaya. You ever heard anyone scream, vaya, or váyase, okay? They're saying go, all right? Plural form, ustedes form, vayan, okay? And the negative, no vayan, okay? You guys ever saw that old movie, Shane, from a long, long time ago? No vaya, Shane, don't go. Anyway, sorry about that tangent. Anyway, the verb estar, another way to say to be, okay? You know, don't be weird, don't be here, something like that. No esté, no estén, okay? And the verb saber. Saber is really, really goofy, and it becomes sepa. Don't ask me why, I don't know, I think it's totally screwed up, but that's the way it is. So if I wanted to say, hey, know this, people, sepan, okay? Or if I'm talking to just one person, sepa esto, know this, whatever. There are a couple more, but they're not super common, I'm not going to worry about those. But again, just the basic idea, formal commands, okay? We're speaking to somebody in the usted, or a group of people in the ustedes form, that's why we call them formal, okay? Take the present tense yo form of the verb, drop the O, add the opposite vowel. And that gives you the usted command, either affirmative or negative. You know, if you want to put it negative, put the no in front. If you want to talk to a group of people, if you want to make the ustedes command, just add the letter N and you're good to go. Okay? And that is how we do that. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I'm going to ask a couple questions. I'll put the answers down in the description box. How would you say these things? Okay? How would you say this? Don't kiss. You're talking to one person, don't kiss. Okay? I know it's a weird command, but it's kind of fun. All right? How would you say this? Work, you're talking to a whole group of people. Work, okay? And then the last one, let's say, oh, how about this? Talking to a group of people. Don't write. You're saying like, don't write graffiti on the walls or something like that, okay? All right, so don't kiss, work to a group of people, and don't write, once again, to a group of people, okay? And see if you can get the answers right. I'll put them down in the description, okay?